Right, before I get shot, I am not teaching you the sword. This isn't part of Wado Ryu training. This isn't, I'm not passing this down from anybody. It's just me trying to join the dots in my usual way, so you know, any flaws are my flaws, any faults are my faults. So I'm not teaching you the sword, I'm just trying to play in my own time and understand things and you know, get a better understanding hopefully. So, with the sword, normally it's within a scabbard or a sheath, so when you have to draw the sword out to be able to use it. So I'm just going to kind of try and pretend we're holding it in our belt like you see in the film. So to draw it out, you can't just pull it straight out of the sheath of the scabbard without doing anything else because your arms aren't literally big enough unless you've got a tiny little mini sword. So it kind of goes back to the Wado principle of a third, third, third. So a third of the action is to draw the sword, another third is to withdraw the scabbard, and another third is to turn the body up and open it up. So it's kind of, you don't just pull it out, you have to kind of use your body to get that extra movement, that extra angle, extra shaping to withdraw it out without having to do this. You know, if I wanted to stab or do ski forward with this sword in place, you have to try and get that tip out without it wavering over here. And to do that successfully, I think, is to make use of this kind of body movement to then stab. You're not kind of just pulling out with one arm to stab this way. And also in the stabbing motion, it's a case of opening the shoulder to then push in. So using that back muscle to scapula whatever to open up, pull back to then close to make that strike. And it's a case of opening the hip here as well. It's not just static, you are using your body for that kind of movement. So that's important to keep the blade, and also that's a quicker attack than to come all the way out from there. You know, that distance is longer than this distance, and then Wado will try to be more direct and make no unnecessary movement. So, you know, this extracting the sword to then attack, ski, is kind of embodies this kind of third movement of third of the technique, third drawing that and third using your body as well. Also, when we look at our kamae, our fists, kamae, they're not kind of pointing diagonally over there. Fists are kind of pointed in line here. Yeah, kamae. That's kind of said in one of my other videos. It's related to the way I think we hold our sword. We talk a lot about Wado. It comes from, you know, Yagi, Shinkai, Ryu, Kenjutsu, and all these other things. So being able to hold the sword correctly, you know, not loosely like this, turning the wrists in, getting his elbows down, gives you that kind of alignment. That's where that punch comes in. So your kamae comes in with that kind of feeling. And you don't have the shoulders back from here, forward, forward, here, and not this way. So I think that's, it's important to understand how you hold it, and the fact you have the kind of little grip turn action to lock it into place, as opposed to being too loose. It's not like flipping Star Wars, is it? Okay. So the fulcrum is always here, in the middle, and not towards the end. So therefore, it's a bit, you know, how do you get this cut very, very quickly? You know, so it's better to turn around the fulcrum as opposed to turning around the base of all of this thing. You know, to be able to move the blade around quickly and efficiently, you have to understand the fulcrum. You have to understand the centre, not limb-centric, but in the extremities, like what people do in Wado. It's very much about the centre and understanding the control of that gets you your speed. Okay, I said before in another video about the dangers of using snorting too much. Kind of said what not to do, but you know, let's see if I can help you a little bit more by saying what you can do, what you can try to do. I think the first thing to do is try and do quick movement, but silently, without noise. So just with minimal noise in your breath, still breathe out, maybe don't even breathe out, but without locking it in. You just have the feeling of, you don't have to exhale sharply to make a punch. And also, once you've done that, just kind of flow without needing to kind of breathe in and out. Because every time you have to breathe in and breathe out, and that's going to slow your technique down. So just do it slowly, silently. And then what you could do is just kind of 3 techniques in one breath. So just to condition yourself not to do it that way. Yeah? Or even breathe in. And try it that way. Because sometimes when you're moving away, maybe it's that startling reflex, or startle reflex even. So try to, and you can breathe in, to then breathe out to attack, if you want to do it. It's just practice, isn't it? So just to avoid the kind of nosebleed kind of thing, just make it more silent, make it more flowing. You don't have to breathe on every technique to make it fast. And then you can do 3 techniques without having to labour the point. So just have to feel. Okay. Okay, another point on that breathing kind of exercise while doing the technique. Try and have that feeling of, if you shorten your breath, it kind of shortens the technique this way, but try to breathe out and then some, and don't stop, and carry on, and have that feeling of, see even further. Have the feeling of stretch, 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 stretch. Not to lock it back, stretch. Got a whole difference there. Yeah.